Hello, welcome to part 2 of Hantsel and Gretel. So what happened last time in part 1 was there were two kids, one boy Hansel and one girl Gretel. Now their family was very poor and basically their father said that he was going to go out into the forest to find work. Now we're not sure what this implies, but the characters' reactions are not very good. So, Hansel decides to go into the forest instead, and Gretel says that she wants to go along with him. So they walk for a long time, they're very hungry, and then they see a cottage. Now, what is this cottage made out of? Well, this cottage is actually made out of gingerbread and frosting and clear glass made out of sugar, and basically it's just a candy cottage. Now, let's see what happens next, yeah? The children knocked on the door. After a moment, it opened. An old woman with a cane came out. "Hello," the woman said sweetly. "Oh, we have been traveling through the forest," Gretel said. "We are very tired and hungry. May we rest here?" The old woman invited the children inside. She prepared them a meal of pancakes with rich syrup. Then she showed them two beds that were covered with soft down. Alright. I think that's a typo, but I don't know. But in the morning, as the children woke up, the old woman grabbed Hansel and locked him in a cage. "She is a witch!" Hansel cried from inside the cage. "That's right!" the witch shouted. "I am a witch, and you will be my supper once you are good and fat." For the next few weeks, the witch made sure Hansel had plenty to eat. Gretel was given only crusts of bread. Each morning, the witch would stand by Hansel's cage and say, "Stick out your fingers so I can see how plump you are." But Hansel was clever. He knew that the witch could not see very well. Instead of his finger, he would stick out a thin little chicken bone that Gretel had managed to pass to him secretly. The witch would say, feeling the chicken bone. "What a scrawny little thing you are! You must eat more!" Then the witch would yell at poor Gretel to bring Hansel more food. One morning, the witch ordered Gretel to fetch some water. "Whether Hansel is fat or lean," she said, "today I will cook and eat him! I have waited for long enough!" "No!" Gretel shouted. "You stubborn child! Do as I say!" the witch demanded impatiently. But Gretel would not move. The witch nudged Gretel up to the oven. "Check the oven to make sure it is hot enough!" Gretel knew better than to trust the old witch. "No," Gretel said, "I don't know how to check." "Then I will do it myself!" shouted the witch. She shoved Gretel aside. Then she hobbled over into the oven and poked her head inside. Just as she did, Gretel gave her a push. The witch fell right into the oven. Gretel quickly slammed the iron door and bolted it so the old witch could not get out. "I told you that you would need my help," Gretel said as she opened the door of Hansel's cage. Hansel sprang out and hugged her. With nothing else to fear, the children sat down and enjoyed a feast of cookies, fresh bread, and candies. Before they left the cottage, the children gathered food to eat during their long journey home. As they wandered through the house, searching for food, Hansel and Gretel discovered boxes of pearls and precious stones. The children stuffed their pockets with the jewels and filled large sacks with as many cakes and candies and cookies as they could. "Let's hurry home," Gretel said. "I'm sure that Mother and Father are dreadfully worried by now." The children set off through the forest without a trail to lead them. As they walked, they fed the birds with crumbs and sang happily. After days of walking, the children came to a place in the woods that looked familiar. Suddenly, they could see their own little cottage through the trees. The children began to run. "Mother! Father! We are home at last!" they shouted joyfully. When Mother and Father heard their calls, they ran to meet them. They hugged Hansel and Gretel for a very long time. "Look what we have bought," said Hansel. He took the jewels from his pockets and laid them on the table. "We will never be hungry again." "You are very good children," said Father, "and very brave. But you must promise me that you will never go into the forest again, for it is a very dangerous place." Hansel and Gretel looked at each other and smiled. "We promise," they said together. The end. Now I hope that you liked this story, and I also hope that you like my drawing and my screaming. Alright, bye bye. Dun 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 dun.